This is Zombie Takeover TV, and we are back with another amazing show after election.
Yeah.
What do you think about that?
I'm pretty happy about it.
You're
actually.
happy?
Yeah.
Mr. Obama, 4 more years.
Fucking A.
A lot of people are pissed off in this county, though, because this county was a Mitt Romney county.
Well, I drive back and forth from Cincinnati a lot, and everywhere I went, I was sure fucking Romney was going to have this thing because everywhere it was Romney signs.
This
everywhere.
state's red in rural areas.
What did our county
every
go
election.
for? Obama?
No, Romney.
Yeah. Romney?
It was drastic, too. It was like... It was
No,
like a thousand
80%,
difference.
80,000, 80% or some shit like that.
This state, 90% of the counties are always red. The blue ones are Cleveland, Columbus, down by Dayton. and
Jared,
Yellow
explain to
Springs.
me real quick, because I know you're smartest about this.
Ouch. That's bad for you guys.
They get electoral votes.
Yeah.
Like, Ohio has 17. Why? I
think we got 18.
18? Why isn't it one vote, one person? Why does only 17 people get to decide? Why do we all go vote for the president when there's only 17?
I think it's because of the size of the states.
Isn't it? That depends on how
Each
many we
state
get.
has electoral votes. There's
But
a college.
It was originally set up that way. Like, we don't, I mean, it's back in before the age of information, back in the wagon wheel days. It was set up like people...
For farmers, that they were too stupid to vote.
There were plenty of people that didn't know what was going on. I think it was kind of a buffer to make sure we didn't do anything dumb.
Well, here, the cat's out of the fucking bag now, and that's retarded. One person, one vote.
Another thing to think about, though, is, like, if you look at the percentages of the popular vote, like between Obama and Romney, like when you start getting to where it's that close, like 1% difference in the actual popular vote, there's probably more of a 1% chance of it being off, you know? Like the actual count, it could vary this way or this way by 2 or 3%. So if it's that close, like you would have endless fights over who actually won and years of recounts on every election.
I talk to a lot of people and tell them that. They're like, what? Huh? They have no idea it's even like that.
But I think it's I think it's weird that like the state, Obama got more of the votes in this state, but he gets all 17 or 18 Ohio electoral votes. Like I would think they would have it. Ohio has 18 electoral.
Like a popular vote as opposed to electoral vote.
They have 18 electoral votes, but if 10 of those electoral votes were in a region that's considered Romney, Romney should get the 10 of them. I don't know. Something that makes...
Did you vote, Jared?
No. No, I believe in this election, no matter which way it went, there was not a good choice.
That's how I am with religion. I read the Bible, but no. Not partaking.
It was... I thought it was kind of lose-lose, other than a third-party vote, I believe would be a valid choice.
If you do a third-party vote, that's not even... You might as well not vote.
Well, no, that's stupid. That's a stupid thing to say.
Hey, well, no, it is.
Did you look at the numbers for the third-party votes?
Exactly. There's nowhere close to 15%.
Why take a vote away from somebody who... You have to pick one or the other.
But that's dumb. Right now, where we're at, the Democrat and Republican Party have complete control because of that thought.
Well,
I mean, there are plenty of people that don't want to vote for either candidate.
I would love to vote for a third-party candidate. I'm not saying it's
Gary Johnson.
There's not valuable people. There was a guy, who's the New Mexico dude?
Gary Johnson.
Is that him?
Gary Johnson.
When he wanted to legalize all drugs, that would fucking fix a lot of problems.
What I'm saying, though, is if you look at it that way, then if you tend to vote Democrat, but you're not a fan of Democrat, you're just furthering the problem of neither party ever straightening up because you're too scared of the other side. Right. Which then that is a pointless vote because you've done nothing.
Personally, I would have loved to have voted for a third-party candidate, but I voted for Obama, and I registered to vote for Obama because I felt Mitt Romney was batshit fucking crazy.
But see, like that's the thing. If you voted for Obama more to vote out Romney,
right? I saved the world.
Then
you're welcome.
No, then Democrats will not fix anything because they know all their people are. They get everyone to where they're both blocking a valid third party. A third party will never exist with that mentality because they have you too scared of the other side to sway from one.
I think the main problem is the Republican Party is mainly backed by Christians, and that's a huge fucking group. So ultimately, if you don't want that craziness, which isn't all crazy, but there is some fucking crazy shit.
There's a lot of Christians that vote for, Democratic as well. But he's making a valid point.
It's a blanket statement. You're talking about the hard line.
I'm talking about the extreme Christians.
And that's not...
And the extreme...
That isn't the overwhelming Republican...
But in a nutshell,
vote,
what you're saying is...
What it does is it ruins the Republicans getting a decent candidate in the primaries. Like, you have to be hardline to win a primary, but you have to be moderate to win the election. And that's where the Republicans are getting screwed because McCain did it because he was fairly moderate, and Romney did it. I mean, he was governor of Massachusetts, which is one of the most liberal states. I mean, he let gay marriage pass. He could have vetoed it, let it go. But then when it comes time to primary, he's got to shove hard right, to win the primary, but then by the time you're in the election. So... Like, it's a piece of the Republican vote that is controlling the primary, and that's what's ruining it in the general election.
I wouldn't even be opposed to a Republican as long as he wasn't as stupid as George W. Bush or as evil as Mitt Romney, because the way he made a lot of money was those leverage buyouts where he would just totally throw an enormous amount of debt on a business.
Well, George
break it down.
Bush was basically for profit. And Romney, I've seen him more as someone just pushing morals on people. Yeah, and it wasn't for the better of the country; it's better for what they believe.
With extreme religious views, you're going to single out people.
No matter
you're
what
going to piss them out. You're automatically. They don't even need to even know anything more about you once you say, "This is what you're going to do with your body."
Yeah, and what the real shame is though, because I don't think that's Romney. That's not how he was governor, and I don't think.
No, he switched on a lot of issues.
Oh, yeah.
I don't...
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, I know. But he had to win the primary, and that's why he lost.
He'll say anything he can to get elected.
If he would have won the presidency, that hardline right that he painted himself in the primary and tried to get away from right at the end, I don't think is how he would have ran the country. I don't think it would have happened. But then you're looking at... He's either completely insincere and will say anything to be president... Or he did just move hard right, which kind of screws the Republicans in every election.
Which is a lot of people screwing them this year. Those crazy people that said about legitimate rape and all that.
Yeah, which is bad because I don't...
Illegitimate rape. Yeah, no, you're not. You're keeping.
I don't believe that the Democrats' economic policy is. I don't believe the Democrats' economic policy is what we need.
But
Obama.
We need a reformulation of the entire country, really.
You don't want to vote against a candidate. You want to vote for the one that you want.
That's where it all came from. That's what I was saying. That mentality is bad, and I personally believe everyone needs to get out of it. Because if you're voting someone out, you are telling another party that they're doing fine, and neither of them are. They're both doing terrible things.
I actually voted for Democratic because I did agree with a lot of the a lot of what he said. I voted for Obama. I didn't vote against Romney.
If you do, I'm not in a place to tell anyone that that's what they believe is wrong. I just think both parties' only agenda is the
presidency.
Well, no, just their party. What's best for their party, not the country, just their party. That's each party's main agenda. The second one that they have, and I think both of them agree on it, is blocking a third party, which that whole idea is, I mean, I heard everybody say, well, you can't vote third party because it's a vote for Romney. But then you would hear just as many people say, you can't vote for third party because it's a vote for Obama. It can't be a vote for both.
It's just taking away from whoever you would vote for out of those two guys.
Yeah, but I mean, if you wouldn't vote for either, then you shouldn't vote for either. I mean,
right.
I would have
voted for Obama, though. I think he's a good guy.
Yeah, but I heard a lot of that, and I think that's getting dangerous, and why our parties it's where the polarization of our country is coming from, because it's all fear. Everyone's too afraid to, like, I'm not really for the Democrats, but I'm against the Republicans, and you're too scared to do anything because the Democrats have said, oh, but if they get in office, this is all going to happen. And everybody's like, oh, no, we got to vote this way. Or Republicans are like, well, if the Democrats win, like this is going to happen, and people are too scared to say, well, you both got a lot of straightening up to do. And if a large amount of people would get over that fear, I think there would be a fairly high third-party vote, high enough that both parties would realize they have to do some changing, which I believe the Republican Party has a lot of changing to do.
The first thing we need to do is probably figure out what our money's based on. Maybe we should make it oil. Maybe we should make it something that's worth something to us, because what are we doing here? Just trading paper around? I mean,
well, that's another thing is that voting for Democratic, they're big on new research and new
moving forward.
Yeah, I mean
that's a lie, though.
A lot of the things that Obama wanted to do, I feel that was held back. He didn't accomplish a lot.
On all the walls.
No, he didn't accomplish a lot of things he wanted to accomplish, because he does have to still work with the Republicans, and they're going to do everything they can to make him look bad.
That new technology stuff, he spent a lot of money to buy votes. All those windmills they put up, they're starting to break down, and Obama withheld all the funding to fix them, so they're all just going to start sitting. Michigan,
well, the money was put in place to help push. Yeah. The money was to push the technology, not to maintain the technology.
It was
to help.
It was said to maintain too.
Well,
like there was money to maintain, and then Obama was like, "No, we're not going to pay to fix them." So now all those windmills are going to break down and sit.
If my business,
everyone, like they all knew it would. Anyways, but putting them up bought him votes. He bought the vote.
If I start a business and it's going to bring a lot of people to work and do a lot for the community, the government's not going to come once it starts failing to be like, hey, let's dump more money into it and keep it running. That's if it's not profitable, if it's not doing what it's supposed to be doing.
Granted, but I believe that they never had intentions of providing funding for the maintenance of those. And I think they absolutely knew we're going to spend a bunch of money to put up stuff that's going to break down and we're not going to use. So why spend the money?
Well, I don't know all the details there, but I just know that they are still moving forward with doing that here. They're still planning on putting more farms in. They're still planning on keeping it going. So
another thing that freaks me out about Obama is that National Defense Authorization Act where he can detain any American citizen without any charges.
Yeah. You look like you might be a terrorist. You're no.
I mean, I'm not afraid because I'm not a fucking terrorist. I don't give a fuck. What are you going to bust me?
You should be afraid because your rights still could be. Yes. They could use that to hold you for no reason whatsoever.
That freaks me out about him, as far as that, and of course the national debt. But I'm hoping that legalizing marijuana, which
next segment, everybody.
Number one platform,
which
nice transition,
which they fucking did in Colorado and Washington, which is amazing. I mean, history making. They haven't had something like that in 75
question for
years.
You on this. That night, I heard a lot of people went out and just started lighting up. I mean, a cop could be standing right beside me. With this still being a federal offense, I could sit there, light up a joint right beside a police officer, and
they aren't going to do anything.
He's going to be like, "What's up?"
And I'm like, "No,
you can't. No, you
cannot. I'm on duty. I can't right now. But I'll hit you up after I'm off work.
Separate organizations.
No more than you could. No more than you could go bust open a fifth of whiskey in front of a cop in the middle of public and not get arrested.
You can't do that.
You can't do that.
It's the same as alcohol.
You're allowed,
regardless.
So is it still? It's got basically the same
as alcohol.
Yeah, I mean,
you can't drink in the street. You
can't buy it unless you're over 21.
Yes,
seriously. So that's what they. Okay,
if you get caught with an ounce in your pocket, they do nothing. State-wise.
Yeah.
I mean,
if I got a truck full of about 120 pounds.
I don't know how many feds are going to be busting people with an ounce in their pocket, but it's legal to carry an ounce, and there are probably designated places.
How are they
going
to start distributing it in that area? I mean, are they allowed to harvest it and
they already got
sell it? Are we going to have Marlboro Green?
We should save this conversation.
Yeah, we're gonna find more about that. We're gonna call Tim Martin. He's a host of John Doe Radio. He's based out of Colorado. He's in the fucking trenches of it all.
Oh my God, he's right there in the battleground.
He's ground zero.
Oh shit, we're going to go live.
Yeah, Zombie Takeover TV, fucking hit the newscast.
Oh,
but right now, I want to call Randy Wotan.
Yeah.
He's a big supporter of Obama, and let's see. He's had some funny remarks for the Republicans. Let's see what the hell he's got to say.
Well,
he's got a special coming up.
Give him a call right about meow.
Election Day with McGuffey Ray coming soon.
To Zombie
He
Takeover
spent
TV.
all day filming himself badly, so he'll enjoy
Jesus
it.
Christ, Jared. What's that? I gotta oil that chair over there.
Yeah.
Stop it.
Well, I'm afraid Randy's not going to answer.
He will, or I'll eat him.
Hello?
Hey, what's up, Ray McGuff? You're on the air, ZTO TV.
Hey, what's going on?
Hey, what's going on, Bubba?
Not too much.
So, you're celebrating this whole last week, right?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I've had a boner.
Oh,
as I've been
God.
calling it, an Obama boner.
I bet Michelle,
Michelle,
like a
right?
week
yeah, I bet
solid.
Michelle Obama's monkey was hot as fuck that night,
Oh
right?
my God! Could
She's
you imagine
fucking
that
wacky
fucking
looking,
mess?
dude.
Oh,
She's wacky
God.
looking.
She's got a big old booty too.
She's
I'm
got big old
sorry.
teeth, man.
That tight little
Yeah,
fucking...
it was a pretty exciting night, man. So,
What do you got to say about your losers?
oh, the fucking losers, the mouth breathers, man. They were fucking horrible. Just terrible losers. Karl Rove was on Fox News, just totally not. He would not let go. It was the funniest thing I've ever seen. If you get a chance to YouTube it, you should YouTube it. He kept saying, "Oh no, we can't call Ohio yet."
I
After
love that
every
part
other
of it
station.
too. Yeah, I was watching that too. I was like, I mean, seriously, even if you did win a few more states, it's over. It's done. Just man up. Man up.
You know Dick Morris off the Fox News? The guy looks like Penguin? I always thought he would play an awesome Penguin on Batman. But he was way wrong too. Bill O'Reilly made fun of him. It was funny.
Yeah, and I loved the aftermath the next day because immediately after they called Ohio, Facebook just died. Like any opposition that I had on Facebook for right-wing Republican friends of mine, they just disappeared.
They just buckled.
And then the next day, they get on there and they're like, "Oh, you better batten down the hatches. It's the end of the world." Like, come the fuck on,
Yeah, that's for sure. They're freaking
And
out.
there is a progression right now. Everybody's saying that, Obama didn't do anything. I mean, he's not going to do it in 4 years, and he's fighting the Republicans to get everything done. Yeah, he didn't meet all of his goals, but there are more jobs out there. This country is coming out of its
Marijuana.
hole.
Yeah.
It's happening, okay? So...
Well, it took George W. Bush 8 years to get our economy where it's at. At least give him 8 years to fix it. I mean,
It's
he's
going-
had 4, and we're still looking at it.
Is it the Romneys from Mexico, or don't they have Mexican heritage in them?
They have
His
the Mexican
dad-
family Mormons, yeah.
His dad
So
moved down to
how-
Mexico
why-
to become to maintain his polygamous lifestyle. And now they are
Yeah.
fighting the drug cartel in Mexico because
Yes.
they realized that these Mormons had money coming in because of course there's God knows how many of them all living in one house, and they're like, we can't let that happen. So they armed themselves to the teeth to fight this drug cartel. It's
Didn't
insane.
like 70% of the Latinos go to President Obama though?
Yeah.
You think they'd have made a couple fucking friends down there? You know what I mean? What the
Yeah,
fuck?
that's true.
But everybody's always concerned about Obama's, where he came from. What about where Romney came from? Fuck, that's wacky, man. Yeah. Good
Yeah.
God.
I imagine that Mitt Romney the next day got on his spaceship and flew directly over to his planet that he believes in, and that's where he'll spend the rest of his days.
Hey, what about this? Real quick, what about this General Petraeus thing? Fucking chicks. What's wrong? What's going on with that? I like my generals fucking chicks. Generals need to be badass. And
They
you
probably need to fuck.
yeah,
Fucking
of
having a
course.
fucking massive hard on, fucking...
Do you know how long this
knocking
guy
out
probably?
chicks,
He probably
that's
puts
right.
in 18-hour days. He's lived over in the fucking sand planet for
He's
the
getting
last.
shot at. If he doesn't have sex with chicks,
Multiple chicks at
he's
that.
gonna end up killing people, man. That's how
Well,
that shit
what
happens.
surprised me was that how many people were down on him because, like, normally in a scandal like this, you'll see the person's wife and be like, "Why would he ever cheat on that person? That's an attractive human being." The General Petraeus' wife looks like Betty Crocker.
Yeah, yeah.
And this chick that wrote his book is unbelievably hot. I kind of want to give him a high five. I don't know.
A lot of these politicians and the guys that do cheat on their wives, these wives look like linebackers for the fucking Pittsburgh Steelers. They're 245 fucking pounds. They're built like me. A woman shouldn't be like that. You know what I mean? So yeah, they're gonna go out. They're gonna fuck.
Well, yeah, and he's a powerful man, and powerful men they get to a certain point, and they've accumulated all their wealth, and then there's other trophies that you have to take when you're a powerful man. So I mean,
Ray knows this from experience.
Yeah, but I thought he had something to do with that Benghazi thing, and then he pulled this shit and resigned, and somehow he wouldn't be able to testify. I thought it was something to do with that.
The most fucked up thing I got out of the whole situation is that the FBI has been spying secretly on emails for apparently a couple of years now for everybody that works for the Central Intelligence Agency and the FBI themselves. So they've basically been spying on each other, which I think is really funny.
And the Republicans are going after Obama because he kept us quiet for the election.
Probably. At this point, Republicans are just going to start taking a stab at any little thing that happens. They're going to go,
and that's not progress. That's not
why we
moving
didn't
forward.
Want him back in there,
Yeah.
Real quick, Hurricane Sandy. These motherfuckers can't even get gas to New York. What the fuck's going on? 2 weeks later.
Have you seen the pictures of this fucking place?
Disgusting.
It's
it's ridiculous, man.
Done.
2 hour wait times for gas. Fuck that.
Well,
they can't get in and out. They can't get the gas in. They can't.
What do you mean they can't get the gas in?
Everything's flooded out, man.
Get the fucking helicopters in there.
I agree. They should be flying.
They should be flying choppers full of gas and dropping them off.
If we can fucking travel across the world and drop fucking bombs on poor people, we can get fucking gas to New York.
And drop it on New York.
With that, Jesus Christ, you fucking loud fuck. Anyways, Randy, we gotta let you go because that's the end of the first part. But I appreciate you.
Right.
Appreciate you going.
I love you guys.
You got any last words for the Republicans?
For the Republicans, suck a fat dick.
Nice.
4 more years.
Nice.
Legalized weed, bitches.
Yeah. We're gonna be talking. Next part, we're gonna be talking to a guy from Colorado, so we're gonna get some answers. You know what the fuck I'm saying?
Nice.
Speak it. Weed, brother. All right, we'll talk to you later, buddy.
Take it easy, guys.
See ya, squirts.
See ya.
All right, so
all right, that's the end. Oh God, beast.
Goodbye.
That's the end of the first part. We're gonna be back. We're gonna talk to the guy from Colorado, Tim Martin, for host of John Doe Radio. Thank you very much for watching. We'll be back.
Hey, this is Gordy Wolf. You're watching Zombie Takeover TV. New gory details coming soon. It's gonna be some sick shit. Please be offended.
The worms will get in. They will get in. The worms will get in.
Podcast 11, segment 2. part.
Yeah, let's bring it up.
This isn't the December one that I seen the promo for, right?
No, it isn't December yet, is it?
I don't know when you're
Oh, no, Jesus Christ, how slow do you think we
It'll
are?
be next week.
You'll see this in a month and a half.
I wanted
6 weeks from
I wanted
now.
to bring that up because I watched your commercial for the End of the World podcast, and your commercial is tits.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's
By the way,
Franklin on the edit.
Are you disappointed that
Just
this
wanted
isn't
to
part
say-
of the advertising that you're speaking
liked
of?
the promo.
Why, do you know
I
Spoon?
like it.
No,
All right.
just the
He'll be
overall
good.
the advertisement for it.
He enjoyed.
It got me excited. I was like, man, I want to watch that now.
Nice.
I
Awesome.
like it.
It's the end of the earth.
Right on.
All right. Well, we're gonna talk more about legalization of marijuana. That just happened this Tuesday, right along with the election. It hasn't really got a big news.
Right.
They're kind of keeping that on the down low.
Well,
And it's an experiment.
when they see the
basically.
money rolling in, it'll go everywhere.
But we're gonna
That's
we're
what
gonna
I'm thinking.
Yeah, we're gonna call Tim Martin. He's host of John Doe Radio. He's right in Colorado, so we'll get some answers from him and see how that goes.
And plug in his John Doe radio.
Yeah.
But the first thing I wanted to talk about was last night. I talked to Joe on the phone
About his
He-
hallucinations, yes.
Well, no. He wanted me to call him, so I step outside to have a cigarette and give him a call. And as I'm talking to him, and like out of the corner of my eye, I see like 100 lights going slowly across the sky, and they're separating out. And it looks like you ever see like one of those alien movies where all the ships just start lining up. And,
Absolutely.
And I
love
didn't-
those.
I was like, Joe,
Yes.
something's happening. Something's happening right now. I don't know.
I'm
what
sitting
is
at my
going
desk
on?
in the front of my apartment.
Are you on the phone together?
I'm on the phone with him, and I'm like, seriously, dude, I think some shit's about to happen. Because it wasn't helicopters, clearly. They were too close together, and then they were stopping.
And silent.
Weird movements. Comes to find out that it's fucking lanterns that they were letting off for some, there's some Christian group that it's like wishes to God or something like that. And they're sending these lanterns up for loved ones or whatever. But if they're doing that, they should put a disclaimer on my door that I might see some fucking shit when I look outside at 8 o'clock at night. That fucked me up.
Well,
But,
as eccentric as you were about this, I was sitting in the front of my apartment in my.
That was a good word, Joe. Eccentric.
Yeah.
Good word usage.
Now you know why there's 500 calls people call. There's fucking aliens outside.
Right.
Something's happening.
well, I sent you the video of it. Let's check it out. And
Well-
still tell me what you think this fucking would look like if you looked out your window. This is them letting these things off at some place in Japan or something. But
This was
it? From far away.
This was last night at the game.
They were letting. No, there was
That
no game.
many?
This is like there was a group.
This is Kitten right
Like
here.
that.
What we're watching.
Like,
This
of
is
this your
going-
house?
Out the back door, it looked. They were just like.
Because if this happened at your house, I would think you'd know.
Hey,
what
that
it
one
was.
took a little shit there. Did you see that? Down in flames. There goes another one.
so
They
it's
can't make
basically
it.
just using like a hot air
But this
balloon.
is the
Right.
actual footage from last night.
No.
This is somebody
That's
else
not
doing
up yet. Or what,
No, fuck. If
No,
the-
it wouldn't look that good because that
Yeah.
would look pretty
Right.
amazing.
If
Ours
that-
would be like there's like 7 of them.
No, but I thought I was going to. I thought we were all going to die.
Well, you were
'cause we elected
so
Obama.
excited.
probably.
I got up out of my chair in my underwear and my shirt, and I go and I throw on my shitty flip flops, and I'm running around the side of my building because I live right there on the square, and
Your
I'm going
peas are blowing up, Bubba.
and I go out front. And I come around and I'm looking and I don't see shit.
can't
So I
listen.
go back around
yeah.
and still nothing.
Well, I'm guessing from your angle, it might. From your part of town, it might have been difficult to see. But from my backyard, it was. It was
Right
like
there.
Red Dawn at night.
All right, let's give this.
Give me some fucking foam.
But,
All right, let's give Tim Martin a call.
All right.
Thanks for getting us sufficiently off topic, Frankie.
Yeah, I mean, we explained to do
Well,
that.
that was a
on the
weird
third part.
transition. Don't blame it on me.
Marijuana
fuckhead.
have anything to do with
Well,
this sighting?
did we not explain
No,
what-
no. Okay, I just wasn't sure about this.
You don't know how to set things up, motherfucker.
Well, you told me to. Am I early? Am I pre-ejaculating here?
Shut the fuck up.
So tense. Look at him. He is excited.
What's going on?
Hey, Tim, what's up? This is Zombie Takeover TV.
How are you guys?
Pretty good, dude. I appreciate you taking the time and talking with us.
No problem, man.
Yeah, so this Tuesday, man, we're from Ohio here, and, a lot of people are still clueless. They have no idea. I told them about it, and they're like, just look at me like I'm dumb.
Yeah,
But you guys made history, man.
Yeah, that's for sure. I mean, it's huge. I mean, I still can't even comprehend it.
Yeah.
To this day. I mean,
yeah, I couldn't agree. I was shaking. As soon as it happened, I was listening to the Russ Bellevue show because it was the only thing I could think of that had live coverage of it. And as soon as I just heard people screaming on the show. So I come running in the room, and sure enough, they had passed it. And I was trying to type a status update to tell it, and I was shaking so fucking bad. It was unbelievable.
Well, like you said to me on Facebook, you were IMing me. You're like, I am shaking and I am in tears, dude.
Yeah, it was unbelievable.
Quote. Yeah, so.
Yeah, dude. I mean, I was the same way, man. I collapsed. I mean, literally, I've never in my life had a moment of where pure joy of that has ever happened to me, man. I mean, just much vindication for so many people and such a good, cause to be put forward to stop, this drug war and to stop this persecution of, people that don't deserve to be, persecuted against and have these stupid laws that, hold them back and, you can't work at a convenience store because of this or you can't work this because of this. It's stupid. It makes no sense.
It's a drawback on society, and and to be excited for this to happen is almost like it should have never even been in this state of where it was at, and it feels like we're getting it back as opposed to we're getting it.
I mean,
well, I mean, it was just the problem with prohibition. The way that prohibition happened was that. It started and people were like, okay, it's a good thing that there are certain things that we go ahead and prohibit. And as time went on, it got more and more, political, got more and more money put into things. And people started also dying off and forgetting, what it was like. When the first prohibition ended, there were still people, obviously, that, are alive that saw the beginning and the end of the prohibition. They were like, bark this shit ain't gonna work. We don't want anything to do with this, and got away with it, and did away with it. And here, I think that plays a huge part in where we're at right now. It's because we're past that generation that's kind of like that final generation, I guess you could say. Our grandparents, where they were, kind of the first ones to, see the beginning of this prohibition and really have it be enforced, and they're becoming, God, I love my grandparents. My grandma right now is having a really hard time, but as they start passing off, they've been lied to, and it's not their fault. The situation has nothing to do with, they've literally been brainwashed. You cannot sit down and talk to some people because the government can't be wrong, or the things that they were told, it can be wrong. And I experience it every day, man.
It was embedded into their minds. Yeah, it was embedded into their minds that, marijuana is bad, and they didn't question it. It was just, okay, it's bad.
Well,
you're a bad person for doing it.
Not even 20
years. I
years.
did convince my grandma to vote yes on 64. So so I sat down and I talked to her, and I think I got through to her a little bit.
That's what it takes.
Getting up there. She's 80. She's got a few, issues going on. But I got her to vote for 64, and that was by sitting down and talking to her and being up front and like saying, hey, look, we're not a bunch of stoners that are trying to, just get high and be stupid and act dumb. And here's this thing about CBN, and if it's reproduced in a lab or a certain type of CBN, CBD, where it completely, stops cancer cells from going anywhere, and that kind of stuff they don't want to believe, and other people don't want to believe either. Sometimes it's hard for me to believe some of the things.
It's the greatest crop ever. It has so many uses and so many different advantages, and we are not taking it.
And we got industrial hemp here in Colorado. That's part
huge.
of the bill. You know, I think that gets, you know, forgotten in the mix. But yeah, we're allowed to grow industrial hemp here in Colorado now as part of that whole mix.
I think you're only allowed to get like 50 pounds a day or something like that with hemp, and now being able to actually grow it and distribute it without those regulations is going to be huge.
Yeah, it's I don't even know what we're going to do with the regulations here in Colorado. How it'll happen here in Colorado is stores will not open until 2014. So there was not going to be any store front probably open until 2014. But come January, I think, when the bills are signed and everything's taken care of, it should go into effect. Hickenlooper should sign the bill. And the reason why he should sign the bill is because signing the bill creates not only, you know, the will of the people to be had in Colorado, but also for us to have a showdown between the feds and state, you know? And I mean, it's something that's got to happen. Doesn't matter. I mean, it doesn't matter whether or not he signs it anyway. You walk around anywhere in the state and people smoke. I mean, I'm sitting at Loveland Ski Resort right now.
I'm not going to arrest the whole state or anything.
Forth between the cars.
I'm getting tired of it constantly being a joke. Like that Hickenlooper guy, you know, he said, "Don't break out your Cheetos and your goldfish right yet." You know, it's just constantly a joke. It's not
funny
a joke.
That he says that because he made all his money off of beer, and he's a brewer. So
yeah, exactly.
So is there any concerns that anything will happen to this not happening? I mean, I know it would pass, but is there any kind of concerns? Like, well, I know federal, that's a fight between state and federal, but...
How do you think that's going to go, Tim, the federal? How do you think...
I think the bill gets signed into law and it gets rocked, man. We're going to do it. We're going to do it just like we did with medical marijuana here in Colorado. The legislation caught a hold of it and just regulated the shit out of it, man. I mean, we have so many regulations now. Some of them work, some of them don't. I mean, I hate to say this, you know, over there and, you know, to the MMED and slam them and all, because they've always been, they've been pretty good with us here in Colorado, the Medical Marijuana Enforcement Division. But, I mean, it seems like they don't have enough employees, or it seems like that certain things, you know, are trying to, you know, bypass that were made a huge deal before, and that, you know, it's like if people really knew what was happening, then they'd be like, oh, well, I'm a little concerned, you know, but they think that the system's in place fully and working, and it's working. It's, you know, it's cannabis. It's not freaking, I can't even think of anything.
Crack cocaine.
It's not alcohol.
Well, I mean,
it's not heroin.
Yeah, it's,
you know, like,
well, the government says
Christ.
it is. It's on a Schedule I with heroin, crack, and meth.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
Crazy.
Ultimately, the fight shouldn't be this damn hard when you can go and buy as much liquor as you want, and then you can drive around and fucking kill people.
Yeah.
I usually don't drink, but, and I'll admit this to the crowd here that the other night I had a pretty rough one. So, I mean, I don't, and it proved it absolutely in my mind even more solidified, number one, that I hate drinking, and two,
yeah, I do too. I can
that cannabis is an absolute safer substance for you to partake in if it's, you know, it's something that you want to partake in, and it should be our human right. Damn it, man! We should be able to like explore our minds with whatever.
Do you think
substance we want?
Do you think you guys will adapt a coffee shop kind of mentality thing, or?
Yeah. We're finishing what I was saying. You know, in 2014, what will happen is probably there will be retail shops set up, and certain people will be able to get licenses. So, I mean, maybe, it's going to be a huge fight. Like, it's such a monstrous, like, gigantic climb up a mountain right now for us to see 2014 that it's not even really kind of funny, because everything that has to be, you know, decided, like if liquor stores are going to be able to sell cannabis, or if you can go inside of a restaurant, or where where you're going to be able to get it. You know, I mean,
you're gonna be able to buy like a pack of you buy like a pack of whatever marijuana, and is it gonna have like this general surgeon's warning on it, or
you know the cigarette companies will jump all over that.
Oh yeah, no shit. That's gonna be huge for them. It's gonna be like, here's our tobacco field, and over here's our cannabis field. One question I have for you though is I remember growing up when I first smoked pot, I was like, why would something this awesome be held back so much? And I would never see the day something like this happen. I always thought, maybe my great grandchildren will get to see the day, but no, I'm living it as we're talking right now. It's happening. It's in the mix. I'm going to see this in my lifetime, and that's so fucking awesome.
It almost came.
Yeah, no, it is crazy, and that's one thing. As I was doing the John Doe radio show, and we'll get the John Doe radio show going back up here a week, at least on a Sunday or something like that. I'm going to get going, doing, back what you guys are doing and stuff. But while I was doing it, plugged in here into Denver for, the 5 years that we did the show, every single month, I'm not even kidding you, every single day, you would almost see something change and click. And it was like almost this just avalanche of how everything happened, up to this moment. And how it happened was grassroots people, like you and me, getting out there, getting their voice, heard, making sure that other people are educated, like being open and actually
using the
doing
system.
your damn job as an American and
exactly.
Voting on this. It's crazy that there are some places that get so close to voting yes on this, and then it doesn't pass just because there's a certain, like I said, generation that doesn't feel how I feel. But during those 5 years, I started to think more and more that we were going to do this, and when Denver pretty much dropped all penalties for it with I-100, and then Denver went and legalized, Loveland, or not Loveland, I can't think of the other spot, and then Breckenridge, 3 spots, 3 cities, towns in Colorado legalized it. I knew at that point in time that it was only a matter of time of what state did it, and
you're there.
I woke up that morning, dude, and honest to God, I woke up that morning and I was like, I called Mason to talk to him, number one, to say, hey, Mason's head safer. Good luck today, man. I love you. You're my homie. Everything you've done, good times. I'm like 51, 52%. That's what we're going to do. Nice. I woke up that day and just knew it was going to happen, dude. It was going to happen. It happened. I broke down, and we all fucking had fun.
Yeah, I wasn't even close, like 55 to 40, or what was it?
Yeah.
Well,
we blew it away. We had 55%. We got more votes in Colorado
Obama
cast for marijuana than they were cast for Barack Obama.
Yeah, 50,000. I think it was.
Yeah, I mean that's the people getting up and being heard, and I wish those people were more apt to do things outside of just marijuana. I mean, it's great, and they went for it, but I would love to see all those people put that same dedication towards everything in politics. Because if, like Jared was saying on our last segment with politics and people voting, maybe the third party would have more appeal and whatnot if people would get out and do this. So
that'll come up more and more, though. I mean, the third party is not something that's completely out of the question here for the next election. I mean, people are going to be pretty upset if Obama in the next 4 years doesn't follow through on some of the things that he promised, during his first run for president. I mean, now, okay, you got your second position. You can be freer with what you want and need to do. And what I would like to see, and I was told maybe this can't happen or something, but I don't know the rules of politics or whatever, But, Governor Gary Johnson has been a guest on our show a couple times, and he got, like 1% of the vote or something like that. And he wasn't allowed in 2 states on the ballot, so there's no way he could have won. But I really truly believe that third party, him, people like him are starting to come up and be what we need and be that representative of a third party or in my opinion, if it's possible that it were to happen, you know, he got the independent nod this time, I think the Republicans may consider Gary Johnson this next time around. You know, I mean, I think that the country needs something like a Gary Johnson, and needs something like his ideals and how he thinks about things and freedom and independence and.
Well, you spoke about your radio show there. Can you plug it for us? Let everybody know exactly about John Doe. Not everybody's familiar with this.
No, John Doe Radio. Yeah, no, we did John Doe. I did John Doe Radio for 5 years, and you can still listen to John Doe Radio at johndoeradio.com.
Huge backlog of interviews and everything. You can check it all out there.
Backlog of interviews, yeah. Mark Emery was, and is still a really good friend of mine. It's been really hard to communicate with him back and forth in prison,
I heard.
Markowitz, people know, here in Denver, 9 News situation where he got busted because he was just trying to show the news, how things could work here in Colorado. The next day, the DEA came and busted him. I mean, he was a good friend of ours. Tons of interviews with politicians, tons of interviews, with, Danny Danko, the High Times crew, just really, really, really a lot of great information, man. And I don't mean to say anything about any other podcast or anything, but I think that we did a really, really, really great job in what we intended to do on John Doe Radio, and that was inform the people and get a voice out. And we became pretty popular here in Colorado, and there was not a big name here in Colorado that didn't know of our show or didn't listen to it or didn't,
And you can get that at johndoeradio.com. You can go check that out, johndoeradio.com.
I think that, I honestly believe that the people that worked with our show and the people that interviewed with us and did everything with us, I honestly believe that we had, a part in the change in Colorado the past, 5 years of where it's led to this legalization. I'm so proud of what I've been able to do.
Well, what's the
it didn't pay us.
What's the whole atmosphere there like? Is there a different feeling now that it's legalized? I mean, you wake up now and you break out and you're smoking your medical marijuana. I mean, what is it like now? I mean, is there a different, I don't know, atmosphere now?
Just like you're sitting here in the parking lot, like I said, of the ski resort, passing bowls between car windows and, waiting for, the wind to wind down. I snapped the front of my snowboard early this morning on the first run, so I was done for the day pretty much then, so it's already at spots you go to, even before it was legal. There's spots like Cervantes and other rock venues and other places and clubs and stuff where you could light up and people, and nobody cared really. Or I remember going to Gothic Theater to see Cypress Hill, and we're friends with Cypress Hill, Be Real, and Sendog. They've been really good with us on the show and let us, use their music and stuff. And, we got in one time to a show and, we lit up one time and I was standing on the staircase and the guy just came down to me. He's like, tapped me. He's like, you can't smoke that here. Go down to the middle of the crowd. And that's just kind of how it is here in Colorado. You walk down the 16th Street Mall and you just smell cannabis. People
that's fucking
smoking.
Awesome.
And, the only thing I think that's going to change different is that the more people are going to be toking, it's going to be more open of an atmosphere. I kind of think right now that the Republicans and the people that didn't want this to happen are the ones that are going to cause more of the, and all this other crazy shit that's going to happen and go on. But, dude,
it's amazing, dude.
It's honestly, in a group of activists, we've accomplished something that I think is possibly the end of Prohibition. And to me, that means the world. And if I had any bit of part of that, or if you guys had any bit of part of that, then hell yeah, yay for us, because this whole situation we're in right now just don't work. Put some money into health, man. There's people that have mental health issues that, use drugs for certain reasons or whatever, and we could be helping them for that and not spending money during the DEA. The DEA needs to be defunded. It's ridiculous that it's gone on this long. It's silly. One thing to spend so much on war and everything else in defense, but then to actually do it in our own country, man, it's insane. It doesn't work.
We're going to keep our eye on it here in Ohio, man. I really appreciate you coming on, dude, and talking about this. Maybe, you know, in the future, a little further down, we can have you back on to talk, you know, keep us updated about it, because you know how the news is, dude. So
you're on ground zero, man. You're letting us know what's going on the battlefield, so.
I'd love to update you guys as things roll out here in Colorado, because as they roll out, there'll be a lot of behind the scenes talk, and you know, people will be doing things so fast that, you know, I can't even catch up with it. It gets that way with the legislation. They change every day, so feel free to call anytime.
All right, man. I appreciate it. Tim Martin from John Doe Radio. Thanks a lot, dude.
You.
Appreciate it.
Have a great day, man.
Yeah, you too.
Take
dude.
care, man.
All right, that's the second part of Zombie Takeover TV. We appreciate it, everybody, for watching. Thanks a lot. Pro marijuana, fucking vote. Do what you can. Call your fucking governor. What do we got here? Call him. Let them know. We don't even have medical here. We're still decriminalized, so that's better than nothing.
It's coming. It's in our lifetime. That's great. I mean, I miss smoking. I haven't smoked in a long time.
All right, we're coming. Zombie Takeover TV. Part 2.
They're like the only insect that doesn't run away from you. They run towards you like they're going to fuck you up. I hate that.
No, they don't.
Yes, I do. I'm in my bathroom the other morning just taking a shit, and I'm like looking, I'm like, oh my God, there's a spider. And I start to get up.
You shit in your bathroom?
Yeah, I do. And it ran right at me, and I got my pants around my ankles. I'm screaming, trying to guard my balls, because I don't know what it wants.
It's going to jump up and get him.
It might rape me.
It looks like your balls kind of look like a spider egg sack.
Yeah, maybe it was trying to get home.
Gonna make us pull an all-nighter. Pop the trunk and toss them in the back. We'll take them off the beaten track, because you're rolling with a dirt road rider.